Sometimes I have a student who has difficulty doing a tongue trill. That's not the end of the world. You can always do a lip trill or even a slide, an NG. There are lots of ways around it. But the tongue trill is a very useful exercise. I've developed a preliminary exercise that can help you learn to do a tongue trill if that's not something that is currently easy for you. What I want you to do is simply sing on the letter Z. So if you're moving your tongue away from the front of your mouth where it makes the Z, you're going to feel z, 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 z. That's what we don't want. We want to feel one continuous Z sound, even though the pitches are changing. Now, you could do this exercise throughout your own comfortable range. If you're having trouble with the tongue trill, it can be very difficult to learn how to do it because your tongue is moving away from the front of your mouth, causing the tongue trill to stop. So you can't do it long enough to figure out what it is you're doing wrong. This is a great preliminary exercise to put you on the path to being able to sing that helpful tongue trill exercise. You can make the continuous lip or tongue trill even more accessible by doing 5 notes up and down. John will demonstrate. So you can tailor this exercise to whatever your current habit is. Make sure as you're doing this that you try to allow the breath to come in without you and not scoop the breath with your lower jaw. John will show you one more time. That's what you want to look for. A more difficult tongue trill exercise is one that alternates a silent tongue trill with no pitch with adding pitches. It looks deceptively easy, but when you try this at home, you find it to be difficult. Don't be surprised. Just make sure that you keep everything relaxed and you'll figure out how to do it. Laura's going to demonstrate for us with an octave arpeggio, singing silent and then pitches. You would take this through your comfortable range, doing it as low and as high feels comfortable to you. Remember, this is a little more advanced exercise, so if it's difficult, don't despair. What you're trying to do is make the muscles of the body responsible for the continuation of the release of the breath and not do anything up in the jaw and tongue that stops the release of the breath when you start the pitch. A great exercise for connecting the breath to the resonance, you know what I call the release of breath to vibration at the folds to resonance. A great exercise for you to experience that is to use a lip trill, a tongue trill, NG, anything that's continuous. I've devised this exercise to take it a step further. There are some complete exhalation exercises that are very good at helping you feel a recoil breath. This exercise helps you feel that while actually singing. John's going to demonstrate 9 notes up and down, and he's going to repeat that pattern until he's comfortably out of breath, at which point the body will breathe for him, and you'll see that beautiful recoil breath. So watch for that. Now, John made it to the end each time, all the way back to the original note. But if you are comfortably out of breath in the middle of the pattern, then please stop and allow the breath to come in. The point of the exercise is to train you to recognize when you're ready for that recoil breath to come in. Also, you may have noticed that John used his hands to release the tension here in the jaw muscles and allow the lips to create exactly the right tension for the lip trill. If the lip trill is just a little beyond your ability right now, that may be a good way to get yourself to the place where you can use this very useful exercise. Katie will demonstrate the complete exhalation vocalization on a longer pattern, something I call an 11. It's 11 notes up in a scalar pattern and then an arpeggio down. Sounds like this. Katie will do it on a lip trill, and she's going to release the muscles of her jaw muscles with her fingers like this. That's something you can do at home if the lip trill is sometimes problematic for you. And remember, the important thing here is that recoil breath. Of course, you're interested in the singing, but you also want to really notice that recoil breath that happens when you are comfortably exhaled, but not collapsed. Tom is going to demonstrate the very helpful complete exhalation exercise, the singing exercise that we do to help you feel that recoil breath. He's going to be using a longer pattern. It's 11 notes up and then an arpeggio down. Sounds like this. And he'll be repeating that until he's comfortably out of breath, and then he'll allow that recoil breath to come in to prepare him for the next one. Tom will be demonstrating this exercise on an NG sound. This is the sound that you make at the end of the word thing. If the lip trill and the tongue trill are problematic for you, then singing these exercises on an NG can be a good way to get the benefit of the exercise, the breathing benefit, while you're still working on the lip trill and the tongue trill. And you can see that Tom did not feel the need to go all the way to the end of the exercise, the so-called end, all the way back to the beginning note. He was very aware of when his body was ready to breathe, and he stopped the singing and allowed the body to breathe for him. That's exactly what we're looking for in this exercise. That's the awareness that we're trying to train.